Today, we are here again, as I said, for a very noble cause. आज अल्लाह की हम पे बहुत रहमत है कि we were able to, we meaning our foundation was able to collect so many of the worthy people in our society to come help us and hear us for this noble cause. I'm a physician by profession. Speech करनी आती नहीं, speech करना जानता भी नहीं. What I'm going to say today is something from the bottom of my heart. I was in Pakistan 6 months ago, and every morning you pick up the papers and you read it. पहली दफ़ा पाकिस्तान जाके वहाँ पे रह के मुझे थोड़ी सी डिप्रेशन हो रही थी. The reason being, when you pick up the newspaper, you see everything is negative in the newspaper. हुकूमत ने ये किया, opposition ने ये किया, इतना डाका डाला, ये लूट के ले गए लोग, चोरी हुई, कत्ल हुआ. Then glancing through the papers, then you read a very small news. वो खबर क्या थी कि एक माँ ने अपने 4 बच्चों को जहर दे के मार दिया. 2 साल का, 4 साल का, 6 साल का और 7 साल का. और फिर वो खुद जहर लेके उसने खुदकुशी की. ये बहुत बुरा हुआ. और ये खबर हम कितने सालों से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं. But we have failed to do anything about it. मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ पे भी बहुत सारी माएँ बैठी होंगी, किस में इतनी हिम्मत है कि अपने बच्चे को जहर दे. दूसरी खबर मैंने ये पढ़ी कि एक आदमी जब अपने घर में गया तो उसकी 2 नौजवान बेटियाँ छत से लटकी हुई थी और उन्होंने छोटा सा एक कागज़ पे पैगाम लिखा था कि अब्बा मियाँ आज से हम आपसे कभी खाना नहीं मांगेंगे. This man didn't have money, उनके कफन के लिए पैसे भी नहीं उनके पास थे. थर्ड खबर, किसी हमारे लीडर ने जाके एक इंसान को एक आदमी को कहा, जाओ ये लोग काफिर हैं, इनको मस्जिद में जाके गोली मारो. They went and fired. They killed 14 people. 4 बच्चे शहीद हुए. इनको पढ़ के then I realized we must look at ourselves. What is happening? क्या हम लोगों का ज़मीर मर चुका है? Why are we allowing these things to happen? ये सब जहालियत की वजह से है. This is illiteracy. Illiteracy in the worldly sense, the Islamic sense, and the spiritual sense. We have a big problem. This is one of the biggest reasons I got involved in what we call the Human Development Foundation. I would like you to focus on this kid. This kid is, ये कोई बच्चा 7-8 साल का बच्चा है. इसने 2 ईंटें उठाई हुई हैं. This is not a professional model. This is a model of poverty. हम में से ज़्यादातर बच्चे वाले यहाँ पे, who would want their kid to be in such a state? And this is again the reason we got involved. My involvement is for the last 2 years with this foundation. I had a typical attitude that this is not my problem, somebody else should solve this problem, but this is my problem. ये हम सब का problem है. We can't, हम अपनी जिम्मेदारियां किसी और पे नहीं डाल सकते. Let me have the next slide, please. Pakistan, human distress. We don't need to be depressed about it, but see where I'm coming from. The question is, who is responsible for this fiasco, this calamity? After 40 years, I think I got the answer. Next slide, please. We are here on behalf of Human Development Foundation. Next slide, please. This slide is very interesting. The Human Development ranking of Pakistan is 138, as opposed to Malaysia and Sri Lanka with 60 and 90. The reason being literacy. जहाँ पे जहालियत कम है, उनकी ranking is better. So what I'm trying to again stress upon the fact is illiteracy. Jahaliyat is the biggest problem in our society. Next patient. Next slide, please. I'm used to saying next patient. Okay. Thank you. See how much we are spending on the human concerns in Pakistan as opposed to Malaysia and Sri Lanka. The figures speak for themselves. Next slide, please. A statement was made 2 years ago when the project was launched. A very simple statement. Pakistan mein peene ka pani 85% is unhygienic. It's a very simple statement. 85% of the water in Pakistan is unhygienic. पीने का काबिल नहीं है. अब साफ पानी कौन लोग पी रहे हैं? या तो अमीर लोग पी रहे हैं, who can buy the bottled water. That doesn't mean it's clean. They can boil the water and they can still drink it. या वो लोग जो पहाड़ों पर रहने में जहाँ से चश्मा निकलता है. Rest for the common person, clean water is not available. गंदे पानी की वजह से 3 लोगों में से 2 लोग बीमार होते हैं. Is related to the unhygienic water. एक एनालिसिस किया गया था इसका कि अगर सिर्फ पानी साफ कर दिया जाए तो वो फिगर 67% डिजीज से गिर के 17%, 50% बीमारी खत्म हो सकती है by cleaning the water. पाकिस्तान में था मैं तो वहाँ पे एक बुढ़ी अम्मा से मैंने कहा माँ जी आप पानी उबाल के बच्चों को दिया करें. वो कहने लगे कहने भाऊ जी ₹2 दा बालन लावा मेरे तो बच्चे भुखे मर जावन. This is a basic necessity of life. Somebody got to provide it. Next slide, please. These are some statistics, and statistics have been collected by Apna Sehat. Apna Sehat is a project of the Pakistani physicians. They're running 37 free clinics for the last 10 years. There are 370,000 children die of malnutrition every year. हर चौथा बच्चा underweight है. It says 35, there are 37 clinics now. And Apna Sehat, through private donations, has collected and spent 40 million rupees so far. We have clinics in Mardan, Sahiwal, Murree, and Badin. The fascinating or encouraging results from these localities where we have these clinics is the perinatal mortality has gone down by 50%. Zindagi aur maut to Allah ke haath mein hai. Magar jahan jahan clinic the, jahan pe 2 इंसान मरते थे, वहाँ पे 1 इंसान मरता है. Next slide, please. This slide also makes a lot of sense. जहाँ पे पढ़े लिखे लोग ज़्यादा हैं, अब मलेशिया में देख लीजिए, श्रीलंका में देख लीजिए, वहाँ पे मोर्टालिटी बच्चा जच्चा दोनों की कम है. Next slide, please. Same thing I stressed earlier. Next slide, please. That was, ये सब बातें इलिटरेसी की हैं. अगर हम लोगों को थोड़ी सी basic education दे दें, a lot of things will be solved. Adult literacy, see where Pakistan comes, see where Sri Lanka is and Malaysia is. Pakistan का figure is 37.8. इसमें वो लोग भी शामिल हैं जो सिर्फ दस्तखत करना चाहते हैं, उनको भी हम लोग पढ़ा लिखा कहते हैं. The actual literacy rate is close to 23%. Next slide, please. ये एक बस के ऊपर लगा हुआ था. Education is expensive, and so is illiteracy. थोड़ा गौर करने के लिए, so is illiteracy. We have paid a big price for illiteracy, being illiterate. 1.3 billion of us are paying the price. This is the number of Muslims in this world. We have bombed our own mosques. आपको वो वाकया सुनाया मैंने. और we need a gunman to protect us during our own prayers. ये जहालियत है. We bombed our own hospital. Even during wars, they don't bomb hospitals. They don't bomb a cancer hospital. Bangladesh, which came into existence in 1971, has become a model. Private enterprise has gone. They've set up schools. The birth rate has dropped from 6.1 to 3.5. That is the power of education. And they project by the year 2003, it's going to be 2.5. The last name, I believe everybody's familiar is Mr. Abdul Kalam, the Indian scientist. I read this thing in the newspaper. Mr. Kalam was thrown out of the school because he did not have money to pay the tuitions. A Brahmin took care of everything. He paid for his school. And look what happened. We have a nuclear scientist. We have an educated person. This is the power of education. It cannot be understressed. Next slide, please. Now, what is human development about? It's about basic health, basic education, and improve the standard of living. Next slide, please. What is our mission? Our mission is to launch a non-political movement for a positive social change through mass literacy, enhanced quality of education, primary health care, and poverty alleviation programs. We don't belong to any political party. Next. Various organizations have come together to form the Human Development Foundation, and one of them is Apna Sehat, which is working on the various aspects shown. Next patient. No, I can't get rid of this patient business, huh? Okay, Apna Sehat, what have we accomplished so far? We have provided, by the way, I keep on saying Apna Sehat. ये होना चाहिए अपनी सेहत. वो मेरा भाई है नहीं जिसने नाम रखा था, वो पठान भाई है. He insisted कि अपना सेहत होना चाहिए. I said that's fine. Okay. But okay. Thank you. APNA stands for, you know what, the Pakistani Physician Association, North America. We have provided primary health care for 127,000 people. There has been a 30% reduction in infant mortality, 1,300% increase in tetanus immunizations, and 100% increase in children's immunization. The Apna Sehat has provided clean drinking water for 60,000 people so far. Next patient, please. Next patient, please. I have to get out of this thing. Society for International Health. This is another partner for Human Development Foundation. And they've co-sponsored 22 formal schools, educating 3,000 children. And currently, they have 140 non-formal schools as well. They have teacher training programs, And they like to see one teacher for every 20 to 30 students. And then comes Noor Foundation. I'll be very biased if I say too much about it because this foundation belongs to a very dear brother of mine who's done a tremendous, tremendous job, both for education here in the United States and back home. Next slide, please. Then one of the other partners is Dil, which has co-sponsored 40 schools. Dil is very interested in the female education. Next slide, please. People ask me, why did I get involved? The kind of peace you get for working for the unfortunate, the rewards are tremendous. You can't buy those things. The peace you get with that, you can't get it anywhere else. Next slide. ये मैंने जो आपसे 3 वाक़यात जो बयान किए उनको सोच के ये लगता है कि शायद ये जो बच्चे थे ये शायद किसी और अल्लाह की मखलूक थी। अगर ये उसी अल्लाह की मखलूक है तो क्यों इनके साथ ये क्यों इतना जुल्म हो रहा है? ये उसी अल्लाह की मखलूक है, ये हम लोगों का कसूर है। We have forgotten them. Next slide. What can I tell you about this slide? It says, verily Allah will not change the condition of the people as long as they do not change themselves. We can't expect to sit on the seats and hope that everything is going to change. We got to start changing the things ourselves. Next slide, please. This is a very important slide. A lot of us who have migrated to Pakistan, who were born in a free country, raised in a free country, fed by a free country, and educated by a free country. Today, the biggest gift to Pakistan we can give is to establish or strengthen the grassroots, alleviate poverty. We must do it. Our motto is, if you give them a fish, they will eat for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, they will eat forever. That's what we want to do. Next slide, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not asking you to give them a bungalow or a caddy, just a basic necessity of life, so they can live. And it doesn't take too much to help them. मैं इस वक्त कुर्बानी भी नहीं मांग रहा, मैं तो सिर्फ कह रहा हूँ कि अपनी अय्याशी थोड़ी सी कम कर दीजिए. That's all I'm asking for. कुछ जब we were trying to raise this event, as you know, there is no food, no dinner today. A lot of people have asked the questions why, and the simple answer is, today, by not giving dinner, if he has saved $10,000, we can make a difference in the lives of 40 families. We can educate, or we can educate 40 kids for 10 years. We can change a generation. So that's all right. If you have not eaten for one night, or we can go home and eat, or we have eaten before, that's okay. Again, this is not Qurbani. This is Ayashi Ekam ho gayi, so what? Please, let me know that I did the right thing. Thank you. We're looking for zakat, kharat, and any kind of donations. Today is a very unique fundraiser. 100% of the money is going towards the cause. इस हॉल के पैसे और आर्टिस्ट के पैसे हमारे कुछ दोस्त हैं, उन्होंने अलग से दिए. We are not spending a single cent of your collected good money. it 100% will go towards the cause. Next slide, please. Thank you. As I had mentioned, we lack education even in our own religion. I'm going to steal a conversation. I'm going to introduce our co-chairman later on, but I'm going to steal his lines anyway. हमारे भाई साहब एक हमारे मजहबी कजन्स वगैरह के साथ गुफ्तगू हो रही थी, वो फरमाने लगे कि भाई यार तुम मुसलमान ये फलां, तो उन्होंने पूछा भाई हुआ क्या? कहते मुझे एक बात बताओ, if there's a red light, do you stop there? कहता yes. कहता टैक्स देते हो? yes. नमाज़ें कितनी पढ़ते हो? ज़कात कितनी देते हो? कहते हो अजीब लोगों, इंसान के बनाए हुए कानून से डरते हो और अल्लाह के बनाए हुए कानून से डरते नहीं. This is what it's all about. ज़कात गरीब का हक है, and if all of us would give what we supposed to, आज हम लोगों को ये काम भी करना ना पड़े. So I'm asking you, please give us your donation. Give us your zakat. As I told you, zakat money is not going towards the musical program, nothing at all. 100% money, every penny will go towards the cause. As I say, charity starts from home. Meaning कि पहले अपने रिश्ता गरीब हैं उनको दीजिए. I added that charity starts at home. ये जो fundraiser के लिए funds चाहिए, I am starting from home, from my own family, and this is my family who's sitting out there. And inshallah, we'll see how good you've been. Next slide, please. See the contrast. See what $1 buys over here in the United States, and see what $1 will do back home. अगर हम सब लोग एक दिन का $1 बचा के भी फाउंडेशन को दे दें, we can support 2 families a month. If you see on television, they want $20 per child. We are looking for $15 per family per month. And what would it take? एक कॉफी का प्याला अगर कम पी लिया जाए या कैंडी बार कम ले लीजिए, we can establish it. Try comparing these things. Next slide, please. Again, purpose of my presentation is not to make you feel guilty. We've got to get out from that negative mode. I want you to start feeling good today, because as of today, I know you're going to help us, because next time when you start drinking water, you're going to think about how many other people back home you've cleaned the water for. Same goes for education and health. The dictum over here is give till it hurts. I say give till you start feeling good about it. Give not because of the guilt, but because you believe in the cause. We should count our blessings. Next slide, please. Something very unfortunate happened yesterday. JFK Jr.'s plane was down and he's gone. मेरा मकसद इस वाक़या को दोहराने का सिर्फ ये है कि we don't know what the next moment is going to bring us. ये दुनिया फ़ानी है, and with a split second, things change. Let's do something concrete for mankind, because सब कुछ यहीं रह जाना. Let's do something for mankind and make their life a little bit better. As comes in the Quran, by no means shall you attain piety or righteousness unless you spend in Allah's cause. Of that which you love, important part is of that which you love. पुराने कपड़े तो हम दे देते हैं, जो अच्छा कपड़ा है या जो पैसा जो हमें पसंद है उसमें से दें तो बात बनती है. And whatever you spend, Allah knows it well. Again, the next ayat we went already, you know. Next slide, please. This is something spiritual. If you can understand what I just alluded to, everything is going to stay here. You make millions of billions of dollars, everything is going to stay here. The only thing what you're going to take with you is your deeds, amal. Today is the time that we'll, again, I'm going to ask you, please keep helping us with this foundation. Next slide, please. Let me take you to the last line. Our typical thoughts are, we will wait and hope things will get better. Allah behtar karega. Allah ye bhi कहता है, उठो, हिम्मत तो करो. When you हिम्मत करोगे, then I'll help you out. But sitting on the goddamn seat and saying Allah behtar karega, and it's not going to work out. We must get involved. Next slide, please. Okay, bando, agar hum nahi kar sakte, why have we let these things happen so far? ये बच्चे किसके थे? ये हम लोगों के बच्चे थे. ये इंसान के बच्चे थे. And let me now answer the million-dollar question, who is responsible for it? Any suggestions, any clues? And maybe I'll give you a saying by Baba Bulleh Shah. एवें ही शैतान नाल लड़ना है बंदिया, कदी नफ्स अपने नाल लड़िया नहीं. इसकी गहराई को देखिए. It is very easy to blame or fight the shaitan. It's very difficult to fight your nafs. Let me break the ice. Who is responsible? Ladies and gentlemen, I am responsible. Asim Malik is responsible. Because Asim Malik, जब इतना था, उस वक्त से अखबारों में ये चीज़ें पढ़ता आ रहा है कि फलां इंसान भूख से मर गया, फलां को जहर दे दिया. इतनी जहालियत है, but Asim Malik never did anything. So I hold myself responsible. I hold my family responsible because they were aware of these things. I hold my friends responsible. Today, in this hall, it's family and friends. I hold myself and I hold all of you responsible for this calamity because we have failed to do our duty, our job. What does this kid want? He doesn't want a Cadillac or a bungalow. इसके खून के आंसू देखिए. क्या ये तकदीर की कोई भूल है या शायद डाली से कोई टूटा हुआ फूल है? Forget about it. So what? All he is asking is, please give me a chance to live. मुझे जीने का हक दिया जाए. And that's what we are here for. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention.